Earlier this week, we told you how Russia, China, and India, the three bigwigs of Asia, are forging a formidable alliance to counter the West. The US and Europe realize that once these nations join forces, their global hegemony will come crashing down in no time. And that's why they now want Russia to first fight with China and India. As per media reports, European nations are now fast diverting weaponry purchased from India and China to Ukraine in an attempt to sow discord between the three BRICS partners. In a new bombshell report on September 19th, news agency Reuters has reported that artillery shells sold by Indian firms have been diverted by European customers to Ukraine. The transfer of munitions to support Ukraine's defense against Russia has occurred for more than a year. This happened despite Indian laws prohibiting so. Indian laws say that the weapons can only be used by the declared purchaser, and any violation may risk future sales being terminated. The European nations that are exporting Indian made shells to Ukraine are Italy and the Czech Republic. Russia is obviously worried with the developments. The Kremlin has raised the issue on at least two occasions, including during a July meeting between Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov and his Indian counterpart. Earlier, it was reported that Ukraine had also been using banned Chinese drones against Russia on the battlefield. Kyiv's continued procurement of Chinese Mavic drones has baffled Russia. As per reports, Kyiv remains an active buyer of DJI Mavic drones, including the Mavic 3 Pro, in defiance of tighter export controls and protests from the Chinese manufacturer. China recently tightened its export controls on drones and drone components with military potential, extending the last year's restrictions on unmanned aerial vehicle or UAV sales. But the question remains, who is arming Ukraine with these Chinese drones? The answer lies in Europe. A Polish company called UMO is reportedly supplying Ukraine with these Chinese drones. The ulterior objective is clear: to drive a wedge between Russia and China. The West desperately wants the BRICS alliance to crumble. Also, the West itself is facing a massive shortage of arms and ammunitions. Belgium's former deputy chief of defense in February this year said that Europe's arms manufacturing capacity was in a mess. He said, "It's not a joke, we are in deep shit." Even America's Pentagon itself is facing weapons shortages. A report by CNN revealed earlier this week that US military aid to Ukraine has decreased in size with time due to dwindling stockpiles of weapons and equipment that the Pentagon is prepared to provide. So the West is now turning to supplying Ukraine with Indian and Chinese made arms by flouting all international norms and laws. Still, they have the audacity to call out Iran when it supplies Russia with some drones and missiles. But it is given that the attempts by Europe to sow animosity between India, China, and Russia are poised to fall flat. Just last week, Chinese Foreign Minister and Indian National Security Advisor met in Russia and vowed to resolve their border crisis. Also, India and China are helping Moscow resolve the Russia-Ukraine war. They're following one for all and all for one principle, and defense partnership between Russia and India and Russia and China has only deepened. The BRICS is getting stronger brick by brick, and the West can't help cry its eyes out.